Gimble, Cornfield there. Rock a bandana like Tupac, I've been there. Rock a do-rag or wave cab, I lay my shit.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Arsenal versus Burnley today. Looking forward to a nice, calm, relaxed, another home game win, which we had against Sevilla and which we had against Sheffield United. So I'm looking for that nice little Saturday afternoon, great game, no frills, take your time, stay in second gear, and just see this one out. Very patient, like what we did again against Sheffield United. Team sheet is exactly where I was going. I've been talking about Ben White for the last few weeks for two reasons. One, because I feel he's been overplayed. Like, Odegaard's had his rest, Saka's had his rest. You know, there's been rests. Everybody's been kind of really had a rest. Even Gabriel and Saliba switched each other out in the midweek game before a couple of weeks ago. So Ben White's the only one that really hasn't rested. And I've talked about putting Tomiyasu at right back for the last 2 weeks. I've been saying when he played, he was regarded as top 3 in the league in terms of right back. So there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to go there. Well done, Mikel Arteta. You're listening again. Team sheet is up here. And so we've got Raya in goal. We've got Tomiyasu at right back, Saliba and Gabriel in the middle. And Zinchenko comes in. Then in the midfield, again, you've got Jorginho, Havertz, and then you've got Declan Rice. And up front, it stays the same. So it's Saka on the right, it's Martinelli on the left, and then it's Trossard up top. Jesus probably could have gone today, but again, the Brazil issue was there. So if you play him today, he's going to fly out to Brazil, which is what you don't want. You don't want to get into another Thomas Partey situation. Still frustrating that Thomas Partey being hurt, going away for Ghana, playing 2 games, and then coming back and making it worse, and we haven't seen him since. So there are parallels to draw here in terms of what you're doing with the team and how you're picking it and how it's going to affect you over the international break which comes after this game. So I think it's quite a smart and adapt to team sheet. I thought I was going to see Fabio Vieira in the starting 11 today, but obviously that's not happened. So he should come on in relief as well as Nelson. And also Sagan Jr. is in the team as well as Ibrahim. So those are some academy guys that have come in and sort of built up the numbers. So yeah, so that's your team sheet, guys. And my thoughts on the game is I'm just looking for a nice run-of-the-mill, easy game today. And we know there's no such thing as easy in the Premier League. But we have enough in order to cover these swings because of the nature of our squad. When you consider 7-8 people are hurt at the moment, and it's good you're still being able to put a team out like this that can still bring you the impact, the intensity, and everything the manager wants on the field. So I think, guys, we're in a good position. So it's really nothing to complain about now. All to come as a result. Love to see Trossard get on the score sheet again today. But then most importantly, the bread and butter of the team is the wingers, Martinelli and Saka. And Sevilla, not doubling them up, showed how much of an impact these guys can get when they're free to roam around. Unfortunately, guys, Premier League teams, everyone's got the memo. And then you have to double these guys and take them out of the game. And it's nullified what Arsenal have been doing on the flanks. Trossard's hold-up play and the intelligent ball movement and he has with the final third players should be able to help and compensate for some of that. Maybe take some of the pressure off those guys by getting some real impact in the middle of the penalty area, sort of trying to pull those defenders away from Saka and Martinelli. So that's the hope of Trossard and Havertz in their setup, that they can come in and then they can kind of facilitate in the middle there and then try and ease the pressure off them. Because if Martinelli and Saka are taken out the game, then the onus is for the guys in the middle to do more, to make more of an effort, more of an impact in the game, to influence it. So that's it from me, guys. I will catch up with you at half-time, then we'll talk about it. I'll see you there, man. Peace out, guys. So, guys, big cheers around the Emirates right now with the news that Wolves have just beaten Spurs. The equaliser was in the 91st minute, and then the winning goal was in the 97th minute. And when that happened, Arsenal fans around the stadium all went crazy. And this is what I mean, guys, about things coming around, and just that's just how the Premier League works. When you look at the decisions that Spurs were getting against Liverpool, which is a game they should have never won. If you look at the decisions they had in regards to the Arsenal game, and then if you see what happened with Sheffield United when they were winning in the 93rd minute and then ended up losing to Spurs 2-1. So it's just, that's how it works, guys. Things just come around, and unfortunately, this is how it works. It's great. It's advantage for us to go in there now, a win for us today, and then we go a point above Spurs, and then obviously we have a superior goal difference. So for Spurs, it's just bad news, because they've got some tough games ahead. They've got Man City, they've got Aston Villa, they've got some really, really tough games ahead. And unfortunately for them, it's just downhill from here. All good, all lovely, everybody's smiling. Catch you guys at half time. So guys, it's Arsenal 1, Burnley 0, the goal coming right on half time. And it's a nice little move. Saka gets his head to it, heads it into the far corner. It looks like it's coming off the post, but Trossard gets up there, gets his head to it, puts the ball in the back of the net. He also clashes into the post as well, the goalkeeper, and so he's having to see a bit of treatment. When the ball went in, the players and the fans didn't celebrate because it just looked really mute. I think they were really worried about Trossard, but he's getting treatment now, and anyway, it puts an end to what is a very, very poor half of football. I have to say, not a lot working. I talked about how defenders are double teaming our wingers. Martinelli and Saka again seeing double teaming, and it's trying to nullify the game on the wing. And then when that happens, you've got to then centralise your game and then get something working there. And that's where our problem is. We're not seeing enough penetration from Zinchenko in terms of creativity. You've got no Martin Odegaard there, no Thomas Partey, so there's just nothing coming through the middle. You're solely dependent on Trossard and Havertz, and they've been struggling to get anything going through the middle. So the game, in terms of productivity from Arsenal, has been very muted. Burnley, on the other hand, they've had a decent first half, except for the goal. I think that they've had better chances. They've had 4 shots on goal in comparison to Arsenal's 1. And quite frankly, it's just not the first half that you want. And something does have to change. The problem that I've got is if you're playing Havertz when you're playing Trossard up top, you don't want Trossard standing at 5'7" next to 6'2", 6'4" centre backs, because then he's not much of a target. And that pretty much played its way through for the entire first half. If you've got Havertz in there, switch them, put Trossard behind the striker and put Havertz up top. Because if there's one problem with Havertz's game is he's not getting into those key areas. We've seen him take some touches around the box, but he's playing the ball outwards rather than penetrating in. There's one instance where Jorginho plays Havertz through. He's literally got the goal in front of him, and instead of taking a shot, he decides to play the ball on the left to Martinelli, who already has a defender marking him. So for Havertz, very wasteful. Not a good game from him at the moment. But it just epitomises the problems we're having in the final third. And we're not, I know we've got injuries, I know there's issues there, but we're not making the best use out of what we've got, and that's a tactical standpoint, and the manager has to look on that. Of course, I think they will improve when Eddie comes on, but the whole idea, they're playing Trossard through there in the middle, is just he's a tweener in there, and at some point that's going to hurt you. Use his skill set better in terms of his creativity, his movement, and drop him slightly outside of the area so he can facilitate a main striker. Don't put him as a main striker, because then he just gets swamped in the Premier League. You can get away with these things in Europe because you're facing far smaller centre-backs and the game is more generalised. But in the Premier League, where you're suited against much bigger, much stronger, much more physical centre-backs, you just get lost into the mix, and that has been pretty much most of Havertz's first half. So it's been a little bit frustrating. Again, if defenders are going to double team Martinelli and double team Saka throughout this whole season, and you're just going to see less productivity with those two, and then it needs the onus to be put on more of those guys in the middle, and that's where we're struggling. So I'll speak to you guys at full time. Hey guys, so it's Arsenal 3, Burnley 1, and the squad keeps getting thinner, but let's talk about the goals first. Trossard scored obviously at the end of the first half, and he gets an assist. great corner, and in fact Trossard's corners today have been absolutely unbelievable. The quality of his corners, Ross got the right pace on them, the right height, not too short and not overhit, right where you want it, dropping on that 6-yard line. So with Trossard's corner, Saliba jumps ahead of Trafford and he gets there before he does to head Arsenal 2-1 up. And then it's from there that the game starts to kick into gear. Burnley starting to press. I think their tactics have been pretty good today, considering how much shots they've had on target, more than Arsenal. But at the end of the day, this is really about Arsenal just not turning it up in the first half and then really kicking it into gear in the second half. The third goal comes again from another set piece, and it's headed on the crossbar. I'm not quite sure who headed it. I think it was Saliba again who heads it onto the crossbar, and then the ball comes out. It goes to Zinchenko, and he has a karate kick that it goes top right corner. So great finish from him. Very unexpected. I know he scored last season, but we don't really get to see those goals from him. More please, and he's got quite a lot to show and prove as well, because he wasn't great in the first half. We've been missing his build-up play, his influence and creativity for this season as a whole. You know, he's not been at his best, so you've got to say that. However, I have to say he definitely turned it up. So for me, guys, really decent display in the second half, and it makes up for the poor first half. And Arsenal literally now starting to turn the screw on the top of the table chase leading up to Christmas. And guys, we're suffering so much suspensions. It really is down to us to kind of really be there or thereabouts around Christmas, and then when we start to get those players back fit, then we can make a run at the title. But I do have to say, Fabio Vieira, red card shown in the 83rd minute. I've got no issues with that. It was high, contact was just underneath his knee, and then he gets sent off. So Arsenal down to 10 men, and he's going to miss 3 games. Not that we were already short in the first place. So listen, guys, overall, that's the result we need today. Little bit of a cushion as well. Shame about the goal, but it was deflected. There's not much you can say about the Burnley goal as well, and giving them all them chances as well. It just that little bit of sloppy play. You're going to have to take that on the chin, guys, because the squad is very thin at the moment. And Odegaard was due to start today, but couldn't because of a bug. So the little things like that, that's just kind of catching us out. So look, that's it from me, guys. It's my 28th wedding anniversary today, so I'm trying to get back as quick as I can so I can get some stuff done with the missus this afternoon, and make sure I pick up some stuff for her as well, a nice little gift. So that's it from me, guys. I'll catch you all later. Peace out, guys.
I'm tryna be a black king, yeah. I'm tryna be a black king, yeah. MLK, Jay-Z, MJ, I'm tryna be a black king.